Good morning, dear all. Today we are going to start our first chapter of your civics books, and the name of the chapter is Why Democracy. Before we start the chapter, I just want to take your attention towards our ancient time when the different countries were ruled by the king or the queen. As you know, during that time, all the rules and regulations were made by the king, and the people of the country they needed to follow all those rules and regulations made by the king or the queen. As you know, we do not like to follow the rules made by the other people, and because of that reason, after a struggle in different parts of the world, at present time, this form of government, that is democracy, is established. Now comes, what is democracy? We can say that in very simple sense, democracy means a government made by all. Different definitions are provided about democracy by the different leaders of the world, and among them the best definition has been provided by the American president whose name was Abraham Lincoln. According to Abraham Lincoln, democracy is a type of government of the people, for the people, and by the people. You can see in page number 174 of your civics book, it is given. You can see here, he is Mr. Abraham Lincoln, who provided the definition, as I already told you earlier, that democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And if we want to know the meaning of the word democracy, you can see it is given here. The word democracy comes from two Greek words. That means the origin of democracy was in Greece. This word democracy, it together means people's power. A democracy is a system of government that involves all the citizens sharing power. Means here a single person will not make all the rules and regulations, but the rules will be made by the representatives elected by the people. If we want to see the origin of democracy, you can see it is given here in the same page. Democracy originated in the Greek city of Athens. It was practiced 2,500 years ago. Male citizens of Athens gathered together about 40 times a year. This was the People's Assembly. This was a system of direct democracy. Decisions were taken directly by the people. This was possible as the number of people involved were less and could be accommodated together. The citizens regularly played a part in decision making. However, women, foreigners, and slaves were not allowed to vote. So, that is the simple sense of democracy. In this chapter, slowly we shall try to understand about the different aspects of democracy, how it was emerged, or what was the need for democracy, how people fought for democracy, and why democracy has become popular at present time. One by one we are going to discuss all these points. Alright, the second point that we are going to discuss is about need to have democracy or emergence of democracy in the modern world. No doubt you already got that the foundation of democracy, it was started from the country of Greece. It was started from Athens, but we can say that the emergence of modern democracy, it was linked with Europe. I am taking here two examples. The Glorious Revolution in the 17th century in England laid the foundation of principle of the rule of law. What is the meaning of rule of law? Means laws made by the people. Before, the king's wishes were accepted as law, but in the year 1688, the people passed the Bill of Rights and established people's government, that is democracy. You can see in the picture, I have tried to show you the Glorious Revolution which was taken place in England, and that was the first revolution after which the rule of law was established, and this rule of law, it is one of the most important principles of modern democracy. The second struggle, it was in France. Through the French Revolution in France in the year 1789 to 1815, the people executed their king Louis XVI. You can see in the picture of Louis XVI is here, and established a government to be ruled by law made by the people, which what means is that before this year 1815 in France, the king, that is King Louis XVI, he used to make the laws. But throughout these years, the people of France, they fought and they executed their king and they established democracy. Slowly this evolved throughout the world and democracy started to be established in almost every country. And present time, you know that I'm going to explain in the rest of the chapter that almost in all the countries at present time, democratic form of government is present. Now I'm going to tell you about the different system of government that exists today. No doubt we already got about the definition of democracy, but as I told you in the beginning of this chapter, that except democracy, different forms of governments are there which still exist at present time. The first one is dictatorial form of government. What is the meaning of dictatorial form of government is, it's a one-man show. One-man show means here only one person or a group of individuals have the absolute power. Means here the common people, they do not have any power in the decision making mechanism. Here either one person or the persons who are in support of that particular person or leader, they will frame all the rules and regulations. Here the ordinary citizens or the people do not have any right. For example, here I have shown you the president of Hussein Rouhani of Iran and the president of Afghanistan, whose name is Ashraf Ghani. Both of their pictures you can see here. They are the dictators. Even more examples are there. Hitler was there. He was also one dictator. And in dictatorial form of government, only the ruler will frame the laws. Other people, they do not have any right. The second one is monarchy. Monarchy means it is the government where king is the head. Earlier in Nepal it was there. For example, at present time, Queen Elizabeth in the UK, you can see in the picture, King Salman in the Saudi Arab, they are still the king and they are ruling through the system of kingdom. The third form, it is democracy. It is about theocracy. It is a religious system of government where the religious leader holds all the powers. As you know, in our country, different types of religions are there, but no religion has been given preference. But some countries are there where only one religious group of people, they hold the power, and those type of government is known as theocracy. For example, in the Vatican City, I hope everybody knows Vatican City, it is the smallest country in the world. In Vatican City, the Pope, at present time, Pope Francis, he holds the power. You can see the picture of Pope Francis I have shown here. He is the leader, that means he is the leader of Christianity and he makes all the rules and regulations on the basis of Christianity, and that form of government is known as theocracy. And the last one I have told you here about democracy. We already got about democracy. It is people's government where all the rules and regulations are made by the representatives elected by the people. Now you can see types of democracy. We can say that democracy can be classified into four types: parliamentary form of government, presidential form of government, unitary form of government, and federal form of government. One by one I shall tell you the basic principles of these different types of democracy, and also I have tried you to show one picture of each type of government. First of all, parliamentary form of government. In this system, president is a nominal head. What is the meaning of nominal is, he is not the actual head. The actual powers, it is not there with the hand of the president. Here the real head is the prime minister. All the actual powers, since prime minister is the real head, all the actual powers are there in the hand of the prime minister, not in the hand of the president. Second point, president is not directly elected by the people. No doubt we have got that in democracy all the leaders are elected by the people, but in parliamentary form of government, president is not directly elected. People will elect their other representatives like the MLAs and the MPs, and those elected representatives indirectly will elect the president in a parliamentary form of government. For example, parliamentary form of government, it is present in our India, where the president is the nominal head. I hope everybody knows who is the president of India. At present time, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, he is the president of India, and Mr. Narendra Modi, he is our prime minister. Second one comes presidential form of government. As the name suggests, in presidential form of government, president is the real head. there is no prime minister. In the presidential form of government, both the nominal head as well as the real head is the president. Means all the powers are there in the hand of the president and there is no existence of the prime minister. In presidential form of government, the president is directly elected by the people. As we got in parliamentary form of government, president is not directly elected, but in presidential form of government, president is elected directly by the citizens of the country. For example, in USA, this presidential form of government is there. Can you tell me, students, who is the present president of America? I hope everybody knows that Donald Trump, he is the present president of USA or United States of America. The third one, it is about unitary form of government. In the unitary form of government, center is stronger than the state. You know that center means as a whole at the center, and the country is divided into state. So in unitary form of government, center is stronger. That means central government has got more power than the state government. Second point is states cannot pass their own laws. In unitary form of government, all the rules and regulations or the laws will be generally made by the central government, not by the state government. For example, in Japan, unitary form of government is there. Fourth one is federal form of government. In the federal form of government, clear division of power between the center and the state. As in unitary government, center is stronger, but in federal government, there is a clear division of power between the center and the state. Center enjoys power over certain issues. At the same time, state also enjoy their power over certain issues. And in federal form of government, the state can pass their own laws. Means if the state wants to make any law by themselves for their particular state, they are allowed to make the law, which is not so in unitary form of government. In the United States of America, we can say federal form of government is there. So you may be confused. Here I have told you presidential form of government is present in USA. Federal form of government is also present in USA. What it means that in the USA there is a combination of presidential and federal form of government. Now we shall proceed towards the last part of this chapter, why democracy has become popular. See, students, we have already got about the different forms of government. We have got about democracy, we have got about dictatorship, we have got about monarchy, we have got about theocracy. Can you tell me, according to you, which form of government is the best? You see, in dictatorship only one man has the absolute power. In monarchy, the king has the power. In theocracy, the religious leader has the power. So we can see one thing common in all these three types of government, that the common people, they do not have any right in the decision making process. But in democracy, we can say all these types of freedoms or facilities or powers are given in the hand of the people. That is the very reason why democracy has become popular. But I shall try to explain few points. The first point is formal equality. What is the meaning of formal equality? All are given equality despite of their religion, language, caste, economic status, etc. For example, if we will take about our country, you know, in our country different religions are there. Hindus are there, Muslims are there, Christians are there, Jains, Buddhists, like that so many religions are there. Languages are there, so many languages, Hindi, English, Nepali, Apatani, Nishi, so many languages are present in our country. Our castes are also different. As you know, main four castes are there: the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas and the Shudras. Even the economic status means all the people are not equally rich. But despite of all these diversities, the Indian constitution or the democratic policy gives us the formal equality, means all the people are equal before the law. Second one is freedom. All types of freedom like speech, to go anywhere, to follow any profession is given. According to this point of freedom, all the Indian citizens, they have been given the right to speech. If we have proof, if we want to criticize about anybody, even about the president or the prime minister, we can do it. We can go anywhere and reside anywhere in the country. We can follow any types of profession we want. So freedom, it is the second point which is there only in democracy, and that's why democracy has become popular. Third point is Decision making mechanism. What is the meaning of decision making mechanism is, in democracy, the people get the chance to take part in the process of making decisions. You may be puzzled how people will make the decision, because we know that the making decisions or to make the laws, it is the duty of the executive. Let me clear you this point. This is done as the leaders. These leaders are elected by the people, made the decisions, and these leaders are the representatives who represent the interest of the people. All these representatives or our leaders who generally make the decisions are our leaders, our representatives. We elect them through the process, through the system of election. So we can say that indirectly the people are also taking part in the process of making decision. The last one is active participation of the citizen. In a democracy, all the people got equality. I already told you that equality has been given only in democracy. Anyone can stand as a candidate for any post like MLA, MP, and even for the Prime Minister. In the election, if anybody wants to take part for any of our post of representatives like the MLA or MP or even the Prime Minister, he can participate. Now, can you tell me what is the full form of MLA? What is the full form of MP? Let me tell you. MLA means Member of Legislative Assembly and MP means Member of Parliament. So you can see all this type of facilities like formal equality, freedom, decision making mechanism, active participation of the citizens, these are given only in democracy, not in the other forms of government, and that's why you can say democracy has become popular. Now the chapter is completed. In this lesson we studied about the different types of government, their definitions and where they exist. Also we studied about democracy and why it has become popular in the contemporary world. Now it is time, students, to go through the chapter properly and underline the important points. I have already told you what are the important topics in the chapter, so you can get the important points underlined, and if any doubt is there, you can always get it cleared from me. Now, after completing this, here is your homework which you need to do in your copy and you need to send it to me. Thank you. This is your homework.